Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Geomologist Presents. Today, we're going to continue our ongoing AD&D game. And currently, if you can look at the backdrop here, we're playing Danger at Darkshelf Quarry. Danger at Darkshelf Quarry is A0 in the Against the Slave Lords compilation. This is a adventure written for AD&D First Edition by Skip Williams, but it kind of adds levels 1 to 3 for the Assault Against the Slave Lords series. So we're using AD&D. So here you can see my Ifriti cover AD&D book, I hope. And unfortunately, I don't have the idle cover. I have the subsequent player's handbook, the Easley cover here with the wizard. And we're also using items from Unearthed Arcana. Here I have a reprint. My Unearthed Arcana, maybe like other people's, disintegrated a long time ago. Very bad binding, but that was like a feature, right? Anyway, I'll introduce the characters, and I'm going to go from left to right as I have your tokens on the screen. So first, we have J-Ro.
Yes, I am Zork Malster, and I am a cleric fighter half-orc.
All right. And next we have Snake.
Hi, my character is Veer. He is a half-elf fighter.
Nice. And next we have Wolsey.
Hi, my character is Bronson. I also have a dog named Shepherd. I am a first level cleric.
Right. And now we have Jacob.
Hi, everyone. Jacob, screen name Greyhawk. I'm playing Riodon, a human fighter.
And finally, we have a regular. Well, I guess all you guys are going to become regulars on the channel, but we have Amy.
Hello. I have not met the party yet, but I am Arlinda, and she is an elven magic user fighter with her very beloved pet, Buffo, who is the toad.
All right. And does anyone want to tell me what happened last time? We did get into some play after we created characters.
I'll give a quick run if that's okay.
Sure.
All right, so we gathered in town, and the headmaster offered us 300 gold for investigating the mine, and gave us 200 gold up front as a party. He said he had a man that was investigating, Quan, who is now missing. So we decided to take the contract to investigate the mine, and we wandered over to the Granite Man Tavern, and we were going to see what kind of information we were going to get when Bronson came in with his shepherd. Or wait, is Bronson the shepherd's name, or is that the character's name?
Bronson is
The character.
Okay, so they threw rocks at his shepherd, so he went back outside, and two of the guys followed him out, and were still being mean to the dog, so I walked out behind them and bumped one of them in his shoulder, who turned around and confronted me, and I just gently laid my hand on his shoulder and squeezed, and that dislocated it. He went crying to the ground, and his buddy ran away. The blacksmith or the stable master, don't recall which, gave us a nod.
Yes, probably the blacksmith furrier.
Yeah. So anyway, he indicated he had a room in the back, so the party took our newfound friend to the back room and began interrogating him, and learned out details about the mine. And we were making plans to how we were going to go search the mine, and that's about where we left it. I know I left out some things, but that's probably the quick and dirty of it.
Yep, I think this guy, I guess you got some names too. There is a barmaid named Cicely, who's the barkeep's and owner of the Granite Man's daughter. Then we had Benjen, which was the blacksmith. I guess he has a lot of hats. The blacksmith. He also had like a food stores and general store. And then Caritas was the guy whose shoulder you pulled out of its socket. You also learned the name of an elven woman who works at the mines. Is kind of the second in command, Glirthiel. And you've heard of this this guy. Who's this guy? The guy who's in charge of the mine is some ugly dwarf named Bazali Arok. Right. Okay. Oh, just to let our players, our watchers know, we're actually here. If you, on Darkshelf, which is on the Nesser Peninsula on the Sea of Girnot. So if you're so Girnot, the Sea of Girnot across is Highport and the Pomarge across the Sea of Girnot to the southwest. I do have a bigger map of that somewhere, but I haven't made a handout of it yet. Oh, you guys have like you have like a loot handout if you need to put loot in there. And I guess we're still during the day, right? So we can figure out what we want to still do, or what's the plan?
So, yeah, I did have a couple of ideas actually. I'd like to ask if there's any. Trying to find a porter. I'd like to find out if there's any young men or women, for that matter, that might have recently had their parents go missing, that might be vengeful for maybe for what's going on in the mines. Because I understand that there has been people missing from the mines come up. Dead bodies have shown up. So
Yep.
Like to hire somebody or a supporter for those matters. And then also, you said that we could potentially check out along the wharf or for entrance over there, and then potentially check out the vent shaft. And so I was thinking maybe we might want to divide and conquer while the day is young.
Yeah, so just to add a little more explanation or context, I did forget about that. So you did learn that there were not just the front door and the mine entrance over which is this kind of guardhouse, like a stone guardhouse with a palisade on the top of it. But there was you learned from your patron, from Nastor, that his person had found a shaft that supposedly goes down into the mine. He found out some information about that. You don't know how deep it is, but you know that it has. Caritas told you that there was a grate blocking it, at least from what he saw on the level of the mine he's been on. And then you've heard also that there's this hidden wharf somewhere along the river that you might know about. The mine is about, just to give you some knowledge again, the mine is about 3 miles away, the quarry, that is. So yeah. So to do your first thing, I guess we're going to do a percentile dice roll for reaction. And I think I want to say that's like on page 100 or so of the player's handbook, or the DMG, but I might be wrong. So go ahead and roll percentile dice.
Everyone?
Who?
No, just Woolsey. Roll. Did you roll?
40.
Oh, 40. 40. And you're asking specific questions. I thought they had like a... I thought they had a table. Reaction. There it is. I was right. It's on like page 102. I was close. There's a lot of stuff in this book. Personal. It's not in there. It's not on page 102.
I did not bring out my D&G. I only have my player's handbook
Yeah,
in
yeah.
front of me.
Maybe on page 63. We'll see it's on page 63. There's like a whole table with all the percentile dices and everything. There it is. Okay. All right, I found it. I want to see if you get any bonuses. You don't have a charisma bonus, do you? Well,
No, quite the opposite.
oh, it's a negative, huh?
Yes, I have a -1. I have a 7 charisma.
Oh, okay.
But I do have a good rapport with who I was asking.
Okay, who are you asking?
I was going to ask the I'm horrible with names. It was the
Benjamin,
Black-
the shop owner.
yes, Benjamin.
Yeah, ask if he he knows of anyone.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, he's like, I mean, I don't know. I don't want to get anyone here in trouble, but I can give you some names and maybe you can talk to them.
Okay, I'd appreciate that.
Right? So he kind of tells you about maybe some fishermen down by the river. There might be some among the extended family who've lost a loved one and now like they're all crowded into some fisherman's domicile.
Okay.
All right, so Bronson and Shepard are going to head down towards the river. All right, Zorik, what do you want to do?
Well, my character was late coming to the interrogation, so I'm just learning all this and plans that they were already scheming up. I needed to find out maybe to get some additional healing potions. I don't know if we have enough coinage for that. And possibly, since we've realized we don't have a mage with us, that would be helpful to see if we can get some of that set up.
Okay. Yeah, roll me percentile dice. All right. Well, Benjamin says, well, there's like a herbalist.
Okay.
And there was some elven woman who came into town. She smelled like dirt. I saw that she had a toad. Maybe she's a witch. You could look after her too. I don't know where she went.
Okay.
All right.
I'll be sure to keep my helm on.
Your helm on.
My helm. I'm a half-orc.
Oh, okay. All right, Veer, what would you like to do? So you're gonna go. He gives you directions to the herbalist. Like, go 2 blocks. Take a left at the well. Veer, what would you like to do?
So if they want me, I can go to the river with them, or I'll just hang out in town, maybe in the tavern, and have that ale that I didn't get to have the first time.
Okay. All right. Cool. All right. So Zorik heads to the herbalist. Veer goes towards back to the Granite Man. What about Riordan?
So we got a little bit of other information off session. We learned that Benjamin volunteered that he makes weekly deliveries out to the guardhouse
Right.
with his son, and that apparently they take a wagon down. That's how the quarry gets supplied, and there's a foul-mouthed woman and her servants who come out and grab the goods. I did want to ask, is that the same person? Is that the elf woman there? Or is it somebody else?
She ain't no elf, says Benjamin.
Okay, so this is
I don't know
somebody
what she is.
else.
Just an ugly woman.
Okay.
He goes, maybe it's your friend's mom. When I said beer. She's so ugly.
I should have looked towards Veer of an eyebrow raise. Like, do you want me to do something about this?
I don't know how anybody calls anybody ugly when I have a charisma of 4. I'm at the bottom of the pile. So everybody looks pretty good at me.
All right. Brush it off then. So I did want to, before we let Caritas go, because I think
he's going to skip town.
We basically left off pumping him for all the information he got. The last thing I want to ask him, though, was he's been on the mine level where, I mean, he knows about the ventilation shaft. He's been on the mine level where the shaft's going up and down. I mean, they must have cut this thing going through several levels there, so it has to connect to them. Can he, like, see the shaft going up and down?
Yeah, he does go up and down.
All right, and so, like, it's landing at each level, right? It's not just like a bottomless pit that goes down the mine.
Right. But and he says, because look, we mine on the initial level. And he tells you again that they're the two human guards, and then apparently the dwarf guards come at night, but we don't work at night. They shift it. They take it. We have he's like the morning to afternoon to mid morning shift, I guess, 4 a.m. to 10 a.m. in the equivalent.
Does he have any estimate of like how long the shaft is from like the top down to at least the first level? Like, is it a house? Is it through 2 houses, like a 2-story house? Like, how deep does this thing go?
Well, he thinks like it goes down. He doesn't know how high up it goes because he's never climbed it, and there's a grate there. But he says it goes down maybe 20 to 30 feet. He thinks. Like when he spits down it takes a couple seconds. We do that all the time.
Can he see the grate from the level that he was on? The top grate.
Like up, you mean?
Yeah, up.
Oh, I can't see that far in the dark.
The sun doesn't come shining through the grate.
Well, I'm never there when I don't know. My shoulder hurts. You're asking too many questions.
Right,
I don't know. You're not going to kill me, are you? He does tell you that he does recall that there is a slope that goes down that sometimes they take workers down there, but he's only been like a couple times to another section of the mine, and it looks like it keeps going. They just take him to one section to dig, and then he remembers that like they take him to the dig, but there is a passageway that goes off to the left. That's on the second level. On the first level, there's like 2 sections of mining, like I guess a top north part and a bottom south part, and then the shaft is near the south part. Sort of, it's a little isolated, actually. He says we kind of go there to get away from the guards. Sometimes have a smoke. Probably a bad idea in the mine, but it's under ventilation, right? So it's okay.
All right, and no, I'm not gonna kill you. And I popped the shoulder back in last time, right?
It still hurts.
Yeah, well, it's gonna do that. At least it'll heal.
He probably maimed me for life. I can never wield a pick again.
No, don't be throwing stuff at people's dogs. It gets you in trouble. So get out of here.
He says about he thinks he says okay. Um, Probably it's about 20 feet down, so like I guess 2 stories, but like 4 stories up. If each story is about 10 feet.
There we go. That's what I wanted to know. So, again, we're not going to hurt you here, but again, reconsider your choice of employers since folks who are letting bodies wash up on the shore, they're up to no good. So get out of here.
All right, so he's gonna run as fast as he can. He probably runs past Wolsey as he's going towards towards the river, and then all right. So Veer, that's the closest thing that's going to happen. So Arlindia, like there's a bunch of drunk miners. You think because they smell like rocks and dirt. Most of them are drunk. Some of them paid you attention and gave you a look over, but then went back to their drinking because they keep looking at the door when they do that too. Like they might get in trouble if they get too friendly with you or now the barmaid whose name is Cicely, and then they jump. The ones that are not drunk, passed out on the table, they jump when the ugliest. Well, you could describe yourself here. Opens the door.
So his ugliness comes from a major fire when his village was attacked as a child. So he's got a lot of scars on his face, burning that fire from the goblins attacking the village. But his parents did get him out. But of course, his looks suffer. Otherwise, he looks rather big and strong, and a whitish silver hair, rather young for a half elf. But just looking at his face, he scares people. The reaction adjustment to his face is pretty poor.
Yep. Well, like almost as soon as you go in, Cicely comes over, gives you a mug of ale, and points to the surprisingly an elf in the corner.
So I'm going to take that as a cue, and I'm going to approach the table and ask the elf if I can join her.
She'll say, "That's the reason why I sent the beer there. Do you not remember me? I was there when your village was burning. My family helped rescue yours. I am Arlindia."
Well, hello, Arlindia. No, I'm not the most intelligent, so I'm sorry. I don't remember. I did remember to put my armor on correctly, though. So there's that.
Well, hopefully
He might have gotten hit on
remember.
the head as well as burned. Or yeah.
Hopefully you'll remember which area that the drink is drunk from.
I will now. A fighter never forgets where a drink comes from.
That is true.
Yeah. You see like a little frog, or a toad.
He's a
actually.
toad.
He's sitting
in his box. He was in his box.
Yeah, kind of. He's it must have been like, I don't know. You don't know where it was, but suddenly it's on this elf's shoulder. The toad.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of looks at you with scrutiny.
So I do remember Bufo. I have an affinity for animals, so I remember animals all the time. Everything else may be a little bit cloudy, but I remember the toad. So I'm gonna ask her, what brings her here and what she's up to.
Well, as you know, when elves hit middle age, because I'm now a balmy 168, and I'm just about to the point where I can start adventuring on my own, I decided to start a little early. And Bufo said that he saw you here in the bar with your friends, so I sat down figuring I would bump into you.
So are you presently employed or are you looking for work? the people I'm with just recently got some work, and we could certainly use another.
I am always looking for an intrigue.
So I'm going to lay out what the headmaster told us about the mine, and give her the details that we have, and see if she wants to join us.
That does sound very intriguing, and Bufo loves to go for swims and into dark places. Because, as you know, he can see in the dark, and he sees heat.
So the party should be gathering back. There's a couple members going out and checking out a couple of things, and another one of our parties went to talk to the herbalist, but they should all be coming back here to gather. I'll introduce you to the rest of them as they arrive.
That sounds wonderful. And I'm assuming that Bufo would have climbed off my shoulder and gone over and sat on Vera's shoulder just to say hello, since they remember each other.
Well, Bufo croaks. Not dies, but,
Yeah, because I don't know that he rivets.
No. Yeah. But I don't know. It's hard to. Who knows, Vera? Maybe like when that pouch on their neck kind of gets engorged, they're happy to see you. I don't know. That's probably wrong to say, but it's kind of funny. All right. Zorik, you get to the herbalist shop.
Okay. I walk in and say, greetings. I'm just going to shop for a little while. I'm looking around for any medicinal herbs or, and then also inquire on some bandages, maybe some salves, and then check on prices for a healing potion.
Oh, a healing potion. That's a big ask. She it's an older woman. It smells like incense in here. It's an older woman with long graying curly hair. She kind of points to like it's bandages, and she says that they're treated so that it'll dull some of the pain of an injury. She goes, are you working in the mines? The miners use them for their hands.
No, I'm just very clumsy and on a journey across the lands, and I'm about to go into the wilderness, and I know that I might need to stock up on supplies.
I was just asking because we give a discount to miners. But
no, I might have to look into a job.
You're not. All right.
I might need some additional funds before I start my journey again.
All right. Well, the bandages that are treated with some like an analgesic are about they're like say 10 gold pieces for like a roll of 5. If you want that, she points to some herbs that can give like a poultice if you're injured. She says, "I'll sell those to you for 10 for each one." And she says, "I do not have any potions." She says that emphatically.
Okay. Yeah, I'm out on a like I said, shopping spree. So if you could put this stuff aside, and I'll be back to pay.
Okay.
I still have rations and other things to purchase, so I'm.
Well, yes, food is important.
Oh, okay.
But I do have herbs for cooking as well. Those are maybe more your style. They're in the silver.
They're more silver. Oh, okay.
And dandelions, well, a couple copper pieces because I went through the trouble to pick them.
And what about pipe? What about pipe or pipeweed?
Sure. So like she can sell you a pouch for like 5 silver pieces. She says Nestor taxes this, unfortunately. He says it's a vice.
Okay. Like I said, a side note, we were when we when we were given the money for this quest or for this job, was it ever distributed? I mean, I know we talked about it, or just someone was going to hold on to it. So I didn't know if the money was actually just distributed to any of us.
I think you guys split it up.
Okay, that was why I'm hesitant to pay, because I don't know if I was ever given any of that or payment.
Yep. I think so, right, guys? I'm just confirming.
I wasn't there.
I thought we just put it in a party loot and hadn't gotten around to splitting it, but I would imagine that we each have a share of that available.
Yeah, that's exactly right. We called it just sort of party loot, but realistically, it's coins. Somebody had to have held them, so probably I imagine we probably would just split up evenly amongst our force. Everybody should have been carrying 50 gold pieces.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Woolsey, you're muted, by the way. I don't know if you knew that.
Okay, so roughly we each have probably 50 gold.
Yeah, 50 gold. Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
Then yeah, I will buy them the bandages that are pre-treated, and a pipe and some pipeweed.
Okay. Cool. All right. Pipe is gold, 1 gold piece. She has some nice ones. There he is. All right. So good. So you buy that stuff. So Wolsey, you get down to the river.
Okay.
You follow Benjamin's direction.
Okay. Did somebody join me? I wasn't sure if somebody had joined me or not.
No, just you and Shepard.
Okay. I kind of, as I'm approaching, kind of look for a layout.
Well, I think so. Wait, sorry. Unless Royden ran to catch up, or did he go back to the bar?
Unmute the microphone. I think I probably would have ran to catch up with him after finishing up with Caritas.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. So Caritas runs past you, Wolsey, like away. He sees you and he kind of, stops and then runs the other direction. And you see Royden kind of walking down the hill towards the river with you.
Okay, yeah. I'll wait for him and kind of get a lay of the land as I'm approaching.
Yeah,
I don't want to interrupt work whenever I get there. But if I see anybody that is maybe taking 5 type thing, that's the type of person I will approach first.
Yeah, they're probably it's late, so they're already come in already. There's definitely a lot of fresh fish for sale along the shore there. People setting up lean-tos, and they have fresh catches and they're showing them off. Other people are mending their nets and the like. So you can approach people there along the river.
Okay. Are there any kids?
It kind of wanders like a series of lazy curves before it joins the Sea of Gurnat. It's about 40 to 60 feet wide. You can see like towards further inland, it gets marshy, and then you see a series of bluffs as well, probably in the direction of the quarry. Right.
Okay. Series of bluffs. I'm gonna go look at some fish first. And are there any looks like young adults that are trying to sell on their own without standing by their parents type thing?
Yeah. You see some it's like probably, let's see. It looks like a teenager and a couple of adolescents that are selling fish. And you see like nearby there's another area where there's an older man who's kind of selling fish too, but like looking at them or after them.
Okay. Did they give me any? Did Benjamin give me any names whenever I left? Or
did he give me any names? Let me see.
for
he said
potential quarter.
He says ask for the. I guess he had heard. I rolled pretty well, so I guess he had heard that the Thon family, Thon, recently lost, one of the brothers was one of those bodies found, and he had like a family. So the family's trying to, circle the wagons, as it were, or circle the boats to try to help the kids.
Okay.
So that man that's watching the teenager try to sell fish with the adolescents. They also have like buckets of like mussels and
And did you say Sean? Chon?
HON. I put it in the
Just HON.
HON.
I'll approach that. The older the man looks like he's looking after the young.
Yep.
The youngsters.
Okay. So he just because he says, "Oh, you in town looking to buy fish? Are you going to be working at the quarry?"
I am new in town. I am interested in potentially purchasing some fish. I might do some work at the quarry, potentially. I'm not sure yet. What can you tell me about the quarry?
Because I don't like it. They don't like us fishing upriver. I mean, sometimes there's some good trout, but they kind of, the patrols kind of chase us away. I kind of don't like them. They're hiding something. He says my brother my brother Rogette. I mean, he went up there and he came back in pieces. Like some sort of bear or shark savaged him. I got to take care of his kids now. I don't mind. They're good kids. They work hard. Says Rogette Jr. there. He's helping on the boats, and the girls there. They go with my wife to pick mussels and clams. But, it's hard. I got my own kids. So I hope you buy a lot of fish, sir.
I will end up buying some fish. That's for certain. I did talk to Benjamin actually in town. And
Benjamin's a good guy. He kind of he helped me to salt and preserve.
That's great. He actually recommended I talk to you. When I said I'm potentially going to do some work in town, I kind of look around just to make sure there's nobody else who can overhear our conversation.
Mm-hmm.
And I tell him that our group has actually been hired to find out what's going on at the mines, and we've heard there's bad things going on there. And actually, I was interested in potentially hiring one of the young men over there, but I was told to talk to you first, actually, as a potential porter for us. We're just two of the members of our group. We've got a couple other members in town. And we're going to do some investigating and try to find out what's going on there and maybe straighten things up in the mines. So, like I said, I wanted to talk to you before I talk to the young man over there, the young lad. Could you tell me his name, or you think he'd be interested in helping us out?
He's named after his father, but everyone calls him Junior.
Okay.
Or Rogette Jr. Roget, Rogette Jr. All right, and this guy's name is Tomas. Yeah, so he goes, yeah, you could talk to him. He's old enough.
Okay. I look at some of this fish.
16 winters. Should be married already.
Let me ask you this. If I were to buy some fish and take it back to the inn, would they have means for cooking it there?
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna buy. How much fish does he have there?
You could buy a week's worth of fish for like a gold piece if you really wanted to. It's like a standard rations, right? That's some price I'm using.
Okay.
If you threw down a gold piece, that'd be up like a lot of fish.
I
But
will do
just be
that.
like a fish for a week. Like it'd be standard rations for a week is 3 gold pieces. If you spent 3 gold pieces, you could probably buy them out. Each
I will do that. I will actually. I'll tell you what. I will buy you out. I give him the 3 gold, and I'm going to ask that he carry it with me up to the inn, and I'm going to provide food in there for everybody that's in there. Well, I take that back. Not for everybody that's in there. All the workers.
Okay.
Not the mine workers, but the people actually working at the inn.
Okay. Is this is the older man, right? Tomas?
Yes.
All right.
But I'd like to go talk to
Junior?
Junior first. Rugged?
Yeah. All right. So he looks at you, he looks at the dog, he goes, you're one of those adventuring types, I can tell.
Yes, somewhat.
He goes, yes, I'll do it. I don't want to sell fish for the rest of my life. You'll teach me to fight with what do you have, a mace?
Yes, flail, I believe.
Oh.
A swordsman's flail.
Oh. That looks like a farmer's weapon, but you could probably fight with that, right?
Yes, I can.
I want to fight. I want to fight. I want to kill that bear that killed my father.
You're just the guy we're looking for, but I'm going to tell you what. I'm not the only one, so we're going to need you to listen and do what we say, though. So whenever we need you to stand back, we need you to stand back and not say stuff, okay?
Okay. Because, yeah.
Okay.
Well, I guess he'll help Tomas take the fish up to the inn.
Okay. Before we leave here, though, is there a back entrance to the mines around here? I heard that there could be a back entrance. Do you know anything about that?
Because I don't know. I know there are patrols out there. They warn us off, which I don't. Both Tomas and Rojette can say this. Both of them kind of are talking as you're carrying everything back up. He tells you that the river snakes along a series of bluffs, and there's a lot of false channels and flooded caves over there. As soon as we get to the bluffs, these patrols come down from out of the forest there, and they kind of tell us to go away.
How many people are usually in those patrols?
He says there we go. He says 3 to 5.
Okay. And how close do they get to you whenever they tell you? Do they come all the way to you, or they just kind of yell at you at a distance, or what?
Well, they have bows, so we don't want to get too close or stay too long.
Okay. That makes sense.
They're usually on horses too.
Horses, huh? Okay.
The horse didn't kill my father.
No, horses usually don't.
So anyway, so then both Tomas and Junior say there's something they're hiding. I know it.
Yeah, we kind of think so too.
All right. Cool. Well, you guys all reconvene back at the inn, I'm guessing.
Yes.
Anything you wanted to do down here, Royden?
No, I think we accomplished what we wanted to.
Okay. All right. So you guys all convene back at the inn. These guys, Bronson and Royden and 2 other people, bring a whole brace full of fish. Yeah, Veer, I guess Veer is Zorik. Zorik's smoking pipeweed by now, I guess. And Veer, and they're talking to Veer, Zorik are talking to this elven woman.
Looks like we're gonna have a feast before we tackle this adventure.
Yep.
So as Bronson and Riordan enter the tavern. I'm going to wait for them over to our table to join us.
Excellent. I'll join.
Arlindia would put her hand on her bow quickly just to make sure that no one is picking on Veer.
No, no one's. They seem like they all know each other.
Okay, she'll relax. But she did send Bufo over to where the miners are, just to kind of listen in on their conversations.
Okay, cool.
And before I go over there, I'm going to give like the 1 minute type thing. I'm going to go over and take the fish over to the innkeeper
Mhm.
and ask if they prepare these fish and to help themselves and to feed our entire party over there with them.
Yep. So Tomas comes over, shakes the innkeeper's hand, whose name is going to be Matthias or Mattias, however you want to pronounce it with one T. Mattias. They shake hands. He kind of he tries to the barkeep tries to ruffle Rojet's like hair, but Rojet kind of backs away, like I'm too old for that kind of crap. He kind of Thomas tells what happened, and then Matthias says like, of course, thank you so much. You're very generous.
Thank you.
So, all right.
I'll head over to our party after that.
Okay. All right. So you guys have a feast.
Can Arlindia hear anything from the miners through Bufo? I'm assuming he's going like underneath the chairs, but he can hear well enough to hear what they're saying.
Yeah, well, she can kind of hear through him. See, what else do they know or say that hasn't been?
I mean, specifically, she's listening to hear if they are talking about if there's changes in what time they go in, how they're greeted, where they go in and out. You know, the normal bickering that people do at their job, but amongst themselves.
Yeah. Well, you do hear something interesting. They're kind of talking rumor, and they kind of say, "I don't think those dwarves are dwarves. I don't understand how come. I mean, dwarves can come out during. I mean, why are they always working at night? I don't understand." Yeah, and then one of them says, "Yeah, sometimes I hear like growling or barking from the guardhouse. I wonder what's going on in there. I mean." Yeah, and they say, yeah, some of those guards look like scared. I don't know. Maybe you think they're scared of the elf? Probably not. They're probably scared of that. They're probably scared of that. They're probably scared of that other dwarf. I don't think he's a dwarf. He's too ugly to be a dwarf. Dwarves are ugly. Yeah, but he's a hunchback. He's got long arms. I got up close to him when he was looking at the mines. He has red eyes. So that's pretty much it.
Okay.
And they just talk small talk after that.
She would listen in on that, and when Bufo returned, she would tell Veer and Zorik, is everybody at the table? Whoever was at the table. Those dwarves are talking about
Miners, yeah.
The miners are talking about the dwarves not really being dwarves, how they growl and bark, and they're scared of some hunchbacked dwarf with long arms and red eyes. Have you come across that yet?
I don't recall any dwarf having red eyes that I've ever met.
He said he hangs out in the, I guess, the guard tower.
Yeah, the guard tower.
I always would call it a guard house, but a guard tower, I suppose, is what they call it. Same, I believe. Perhaps Bufo could get into the tower and take a look.
That's probably a very good idea.
Okay.
All right. So
3 miles away. So it'll take us probably about an hour to get there.
Well, I'm assuming we're going there anyways.
Eventually.
He can
What
see
about
it. He can see at night. It might actually be easier for him to go at night. Less chance of him being seen. She'll introduce Bufo to them because I'm assuming Bufo was off listening while they were coming in.
yeah, I guess they let no one notices when Shepard comes in, either the miners who didn't like the dog or the other ones are too drunk to care right now. So Shepard kind of comes in, sits in. He probably hangs near the bar because he can smell the fish cooking. Yeah. Anything else you guys want to do today? Did we get everything you wanted? I mean, actually, there was never a fee conferred between Bronson and Junior. He's just gonna go, so you can pay him what you want. Actually, I guess. But he's like looks at everyone. He brought this kid. It's like a 16-year-old kid, like teenager, and he's like asking Royden and Veer a bunch of questions. So
Does he have a backpack or a sack or something so he can haul our stuff?
I don't, he has a net.
That's a start.
You see, he brought a dagger. It's probably more like a fishing knife, but yeah, like a long fishing knife.
Before we set out to like have a start, before we like descend in the mine, we should probably get him something to at least haul the provisions and whatnot. I like to offload like the standard rations like I'm carrying, so that don't have that in the pack when I had to fight something.
Right. Well, it seems like he's willing to help. He does ask, "What kind of weapon do you wield, Gordon?" Do you have
short bow and a long sword?
Oh, he goes, "Oh, can you teach me how to fight with a sword?"
Took me years to learn this from my dad, and I, unsheath it and I'll let him hold it by the hilt for a moment, and don't hurt yourself.
Okay.
While they're doing that,
That's
Arlinda is going to go out the back door and, pick some different vegetation to be in her bag to eat.
Okay.
I mean, she had fish right now, but
worth asking is Roger? How do you say his name?
However, Rogette.
He
says, "Call me Junior."
Junior. Is Junior? What's his physical description? Is it like a strapping young man who looks like he can carry your stuff, or is he kind of scrawny?
Well, I would describe him as wiry. I mean, he's a guy who's been like hauling in fishing nets probably since he was like 12. So he's probably like wiry. Probably can run long distances. So he could probably carry stuff. I mean, he's not super strong. He's not like Veer strong or anything, but
Okay.
Probably like he could probably swim. He could probably run. So he may be like he said looks like he's in good shape for a teen.
And we established that it was his father who was.
Yes, his father. And I guess, and he said so Thomas says it's a sad tale. It's a sad tale. His father died about a month ago, and then his mom just left 2 weeks ago. She's left them. It's sad. But we took him in. My wife and I, Marion and I took them in, and well, it's just what we could. The least I could do for my brother. I mean, he was found. I don't know. I don't know if it was a shark, but sharks don't have claws. I mean, but the bites. I don't know what the hell.
We heard some stories about headless bodies coming out and washing up on the shore. This match was he as mutilated as those ones?
Kind of doesn't say anything. Looks in his ale. I don't want to talk about it. I probably said too much.
All right, fair enough. Well, if it was, and I made sure not to say this, overly loudly. Although the Quarry guys seem pretty. They seem pretty passed out at this point. But I know, if you're a good man, Tomas, and if this has something to do with what's going on in that Quarry, we're gonna figure it out.
Okay. Well, cool. All right. So, what's the plan? There's nothing really, unless you guys instigate it. Nothing's really going to happen overnight. I mean, you haven't caused that much trouble. Eventually, the miners kind of wander out, and they have there's a common room. If you guys want to lay down your bedrolls, here. If not, I mean, no one's going to stop you from camping outside or just outside of town.
Well, if we decide if we're going to try to go in on the shipment wagon, the supply wagon, or if we're going to try the vent shaft, or if we're going to go for the guardhouse.
Yeah.
Right, and I mean, if it's night now, I mean, the supply wagon goes out. I guess we didn't establish the time of day it does, but I imagine he's,
wants to get he wants to get it done as quickly as possible. So
yeah, then Benjamin would at least be doing it at dawn. He's not going to be doing it in the middle of the night. So we could decide if we want to do any nighttime reconnaissance around the mine, or basically do we want to sort of wait out till the next day and then decide our approach. But you're right, J-Ro. We had to consider, do we want to? Are we going to take the more direct approach and go in the front door and see if we could substitute in for Benjamin, as we talked about in the Discord, or do we want to find a backdoor, so to speak?
Well, I think the merchant said that the supply shipment was going out the next day, or was it how soon?
Gonna go out the next day. He'll take it, and then this woman comes out with her people, kitchen staff or whatever, and gets all the supplies.
And that's a weekly. Yes, that's a weekly shipment.
Yeah.
This wagon the wagon the supplies are taken in is a covered wagon. The size of it is kind of important too, I think.
Yeah, it's kind of it's not covered. It's an open cart with tarps and stuff,
So,
like kind of a buckboard type of cart.
okay, so the supplies it's a weekly trip. So the supplies that are ordered each week that's delivered, how many people would that take care of? So if is it ale, water, just food, what all is it, and how many people days worth of rations would that be? We have 7 days, so about how many people would that take care of?
Let's see. I will give you that info because I have that sort of. I mean, not but all right. So it's going to be about 20 people for a week.
Okay.
Are these miners staying in town?
Also horse feed. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Are the miners staying in town, or are they heading back to the mine tonight?
No, they all live in town or just outside of town.
Okay. Because Arlinda would say, Bufo and I can go tonight, and I'll send him up to see about the doors they talk about. While you guys decide how you want to get there, I will wait for you.
That might be a good idea since elves and the toad will have the infravision. You can see in the dark.
Yeah, I guess Veer can also see in the dark, right? And Zorik, for that matter.
Yep, I can see in the dark.
I can see in the darkest.
Yeah,
But also,
I'm
60.
I'm the
when they're
vision.
unencumbered, they also can move silently or more silent, and they're not surprised. And
So the path that goes to the keep goes past the mine entrance, and I know there's 2 guards at the mine entrance.
Yeah, I'll show you.
What are they armed with? And is it in the field of vision of the keep? I mean, is it like, do you go up and around to get to the keep, or so could the people at the keep see what's going on at the mine entrance?
Look, probably like if you could look at the map here, so you can suspect that. Do I have? I have a bunch of horses. Maybe that will work. I don't know. Do I have a cart? I don't know if I have a cart. I'll just put a horse to represent like the cart and stuff. It's a skinny horse. Right. So then here's the path, right? You guys are gonna come to here, and then the village is this direction. Right. The river is this direction, right? So so clearly like the river kind of winds probably something like this around, you know. Anyway, so then if you guys are here, then Benjen says that you kind of go down to here, and then that's where the people come out from an entrance down in the quarry area, and then here's the entrance to the mine, right? And then based on the notes that a Nestor gave you, the ventilation shaft is up here.
So where would the best place for Arlandia? Where would the best place for her to access the guardhouse? I mean, obviously she would go as quietly as possible, and I was thinking she would probably come up through the trees over here, and then
you can
sneak along.
Yeah, you could get. I mean, there's probably like. I mean, it doesn't show, but one of the pictures of the shaft shows that it's kind of probably forested all the way around, right? So you can imagine.
Because how far is the guardhouse from the trees over here?
Yeah, it's not really the scale of the quarry area. So it's kind of like, hold on, so like probably the trees kind of and bushes and stuff are all along.
So she could stay in the bush while Bufo goes up, or are there like bushes or something she can hide at here?
This is like, I guess this is like it's on like a hill. So this is kind of like a ditch maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, for what it's worth, I think Caritas told us
This is a ditch.
that from the top of the ventilation shaft, the guardhouse doesn't have like line of sight there, so the terrain must be such that they don't like directly overlook that. I imagine they probably have good visibility over the path down to the quarry, though, taking a direct approach.
Okay. So if she was to hide here, because she can only be so far from Bufo in order for her to still be able to use his senses. So I'm trying to figure out how far is the little forest from the guardhouse itself. So if she's, let's say, hiding behind this bush, how far is she from the guardhouse?
Where did you ping again? I'm sorry, I didn't see that.
Here. She's not worried about the ventilation shaft. She's trying to figure out about these quote-unquote dwarves that are in the guardhouse.
That's probably about right. Let's say like each outside here. So let's say about 370 feet. I'll just multiply by 10 out here. So close to 400 feet from either area.
So is she still within range of Bufo?
I think you have a mile, right?
Something like that. I'd have to look it up.
That's plenty of space.
Because she would probably hide in the bush and let Bufo do his thing.
Yeah. You know, if Lupo gets caught and killed, it's going to hurt.
She's just sending him over there to look. He's not necessarily going in. And it's at night, so she figures it's a little safer.
Yeah. What about owls and stuff? I'm
Being antagonistic.
maybe. Got to consider all these things. All right. So we're going to do a night thing?
I'll put it this way. If there's an owl up in the air that's going to go after Bufo, she'll shoot it down. She's not going to let something harm Bufo, but there's a greater
This is all
chance.
relative, right?
There's a greater chance of Arlinda being seen than Bufo.
Right.
Because I'm assuming this is a hill up here at the top, right? So he's going
Yeah.
down.
Yeah, probably goes. It kind of goes up and then down into a ditch.
So if she
This is a ridge.
if she stays in the ditch, they can see her from the guardhouse, right?
Maybe, depending who's there.
Or if she gets close enough to the wall here and hunkers down, could they see her?
I don't know. We'll have to play that out.
But she hasn't sent Bufo anywhere yet.
No, you haven't even. You're still planning in the inn, right? So.
Yeah, so she's just trying to get a game plan, figuring she would stay there until it's dark enough, and then follow Bufo in. But she's not going in the guardhouse, just Bufo.
Okay. What do the rest of you guys want to do, or is that? Is everyone gonna head up there then at night, or what are we gonna do?
I thought she was just doing a nighttime reconnaissance.
Okay. By herself.
So, I do have a question.
Yep.
Really, this, I guess, would be for our herbalist. Does anybody know anything that we could put in this food and water that would make, not kill the people, but make them sick, make them to where it would incapacitate them slightly? Make them maybe sleep. Any of those types of things.
Yeah, but by the time that they ingest it, I don't know how we wouldn't be able to time it because we wouldn't be able to see where they're.
True. Just a thought.
Yeah, I mean, I know it was a good thought, but yeah, I mean, if we poison their food and put something in their food, we never know when they're going to eat it. Because if we're delivering supplies, they might not get to these supplies for a day or two.
That's true.
That's true. Yeah, when I floated that idea in the Discord, part of my thought was if we were to do that and we went down the ventilation shaft, by the time that we come up top side again, maybe they would have partaken. But you're right. There's no guarantee that they'd go for the fresh stuff immediately.
Well, we just need to figure out if we're going to assault the pop out of the supply wagon and try to enter the cave that way, and somebody try to take out the guardhouse.
Yep.
I mean, I've got a bow. I mean, I can help shoot. So I mean, we just need to determine our. I mean, after she comes back with the night reconnaissance, and we get a good meal of fish tonight, I think whatever we decide we need to do it tomorrow.
Okay. Is anyone okay? Well, let's do the reconnaissance real quick, or let's take a 5-minute break.
Okay.
We've been going for a little bit, and then you can decide who's going to go if anyone's going to go with Arlindy or not. And then we'll be back at 10 after.
Sounds good. And
Sounds good. And I was planning to go with her on Veer.
Okay, cool.
we'll be back in a moment. Unpaused.
Okay. So we decided that we were gonna do some night reconnaissance. So I guess Arlindia is gonna take off her metal armor and kind of get as close as possible to here, and Veer is gonna hang back. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yes,
and
I'm
then
going to hang back with my bow out covering.
and then when the coast is clear, she was gonna head down to the corner where the guardhouse is.
Okay.
So that she can see if she can send Bufo up easily, or does she need to climb up herself?
Okay. All right. So
But he's a frog, or a toad, and he can climb. So she figures if he can go up a tree, he can go up a couple levels.
okay. Well, that's good. That's good. So Veer, you find a good path up through here based on what the information they gave you. You're able to get in position, and then I guess I get to roll stuff. I will get to roll stuff.
Mhm.
All right. So tell me where you want to go from here. So far, you have Bufo with you, right? So you're going to try to get as close as possible.
I'm assuming Bufo's on my shoulder, and we're sneaking.
Okay.
Ideally, if
But just you can.
if the guardhouse is this corner,
Yeah.
she would want to get as close to this fence as possible and hunker down, like pulling
Yeah.
her cloak over her head or whatever, so that she's somewhat.
Yeah. I'll describe it, and you can.
And then she would help Bufo up and see if Bufo thinks it's too hard to get up. She'll attempt to help him.
Yeah. Okay. So the path runs along a gaping pit. So this is a big pit, chiseled in the rock. So this path runs along here, and then it kind of goes right here to the great house, and then down into the quarry, right? A stone guardhouse rises from this pit wall. The building has a mix of light and dark stones, giving a mottled and decaying appearance, though the stonework looks solid. The guardhouse is separated from the main slope by a stony crevice, so you can move to where you wanted to move to here at least, right?
As close into that corner as I can get.
Right. Can you move your token?
Mm-hmm. So
Okay.
her token's a little bit bigger than the guardhouse, but that's okay.
Yeah, I know. That's fine. I mean, it's just for our own little visual purposes.
Yeah.
So you're there, and then Veer, you're going to move up. Yeah. Okay. You probably have to use the Alt because it's not, when you move these things. All right. So you move up to there, and you see the guardhouse is separated from the main slope by a stony crevice about 10 feet wide and at least 20 feet deep, with crumbling mossy walls. There's a narrow bridge right here with no railing. Spans a crevice and ends in a sturdy looking wooden door. And then there's this crenellated parapet that you can see. So if you look, so actually effectively you're like over here. Right. Put you here. Info.
So is the guardhouse this? Or
Yeah,
is
that is also this here.
it's also what? Oh, that over here. Okay.
Yeah, so you see this here. So you're kind of here. And then you see this crenellation as well. Right, so that's up, so multiply by 10 on that side of the map. Veer, so you're about 300 feet or so. Right?
Yeah, so I was going to ask, is there trees in between here at all? Like, can I move up a bit closer so that I'm in better range to cover them? Using my forester skill to navigate.
Yeah, I'll say you can find cover. It's probably like they're probably scrabbly and maybe not as full as the ones further up the slope, but there's still like trees and bushes and stuff.
All right, so I have a short bow,
Mhm.
and so I probably want to be quite a bit closer, maybe here, so that I'm in 100 to 100 to 150 to 300 range.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess about there.
Right. So, right, so you see these crenellations about 10 to 12 feet above the bridge and door. This is crenellated parapet, right? So it's all crenellated.
Mm-hmm.
And there doesn't seem to be anyone in sight. Yeah, you don't really see anything or anyone here at night.
Okay, does it look like I can climb over it?
You have to climb down into the crevice and then up. But I don't know. How do non-thieves do climb?
With a grappling hook.
Well, I mean, she has rope, but
Do you have rope and spikes and stuff?
I do not know. I don't think so. I don't know. I have detect secret doors, so I can look for
No.
that. I can hold things open or hold them closed.
Now this is AD&D First Edition, Carl. So you use what's reasonable to you. That's the answer. So if you think that she could find footholds to climb, she can do it, and you can come for a skill roll. Or if it's you think it's just too slippery, then she needed a grappling hook. Only a thief could climb it.
Well, it says crumbling mossy walls, so that seems to me like a lot of crevices and handholds.
And she could probably climb it.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just trying to get up and over because I'm trying to get Bufo as close as possible so that he can see inside.
Mm-hmm.
And right now he's on my shoulder, so I could look through his eyes to see if I see heat signatures, right?
Well, yeah, you can see just as well, though, right? In the dark.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But I can't see heat signatures. He can.
Right.
Well, hold on. Don't SNL, don't you have infravision?
Elves have infravision, yeah. You can see just as well. You can see in the dark also in your character.
Yes, but I can't see heat signatures.
Well, that's what infravision is.
Oh, because I thought I had.
Yeah, elves have the ability to see infrared spectrum.
Oh, okay.
So
I thought I was only getting that from Bufo.
No.
Okay. Well, Bufo and I are one at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Worth asking at this moment. So I know we had talked about how there might have been like a palisade, like a wooden wall around this, but actually now that she's taken a look at this, the key here, this is all just the crenellated exterior, and then this is like a topside structure.
Right, like a roof and stuff.
Okay, so there isn't like a perimeter wall around this thing.
No, not at all.
Okay, so there actually isn't the palisade. It's just we got this big stone guardhouse here.
Yeah.
And then just a note on her climbing ability: a first level thief, his climbing percentage is 85%. So she might not have the extra training on climbing, but still she's going to have a decent percentage of climbing.
Okay.
Yeah. It says I have infravision with 60 feet heat vision, but I thought that was coming from the toad, but that's my own, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a good note about the thief abilities there. Although I always kind of figured that the way to justify the thief abilities is that they're really extraordinary, though. I mean, again, as long as as Carl noted, if the wall is, crumbling and moldering, then it should be climbable by any character class. Just that the thief would be able to do it like really easily because that's their thing.
Right. Like if you just take your time, you can go down there. So right. I think the thief is like you can doing it in like pretty quickly, like scale up like a spider almost. Right.
They can go on walls that other people flat out can't.
Right. Okay.
And so they would have a bonus on that. In other words, too, is the way I look at it. It's where if they have an 85% chance, then with those type of walls, I'd give them like a 30%
Okay.
bonus on top of that, so you really have to fumble in order to not.
Right. It's the exact same thing with sneaking. Anybody can sneak. It's just that the thief can basically blend in so well that it's almost like turning invisible. Obviously not quite, but
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm gonna say that you can. It's probably easy to climb down, and hopefully one of these guys gave you a grappling hook.
Okay.
Does anyone have a grappling hook in their possession?
Well, do I need to go up and over the wall just to get Bufo in? I mean, I just wanted
I
to
don't think
be,
Lupo's.
because if there's holes in the wall, she could put him through a hole, right?
I mean, you're down in the crevice now. You can climb down in the crevice. That's pretty easy. But what do you want Bufo to do? Climb? I don't know if he's gonna be able to climb up the wall.
Well, that's the thing. That's why she wanted to go with him to do that. But once we get to this gate that's crumbling up here.
Well, this whole. So you climb down in this crevice, right? So you can see this crevice.
Right.
And that's pretty easy. But now I think you need like some sort of roll.
Okay.
Using a I'm sure you could purchase a grappling hook. So just spend the money, right? You don't have to.
Well, how much is a grappling hook? Because remember, she doesn't have a whole lot of money. She's got 3 gold, 9 silver.
Well, we can kind of soft recon it to use the party loot there. If we knew that we were going to be doing this recon before Benjamin's store closed, we could buy it.
Yeah. Okay, so buy a grappling hook for the whole party to use. Yeah.
Right. So I had 3 iron spikes on my list anyway. There's not any grappling hooks actually listed on the miscellaneous equipment. Otherwise, I would have gotten one, I'm sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have 3 iron spikes, and I don't know if you want to assume one of those would be a grappling hook or not. I don't know. That's kind of a judge's decision.
Yeah.
Well, it's also worth asking at this point since Amy Arlindia was asking, like, so there's no down in the ditch then surrounding the guardhouse. There's no like cracks or openings or
that's a good
like crevices in the foundation where the toad could actually slip through and enter the structure without climbing up and over the crenellated wall.
That's a good question.
Yes, that's what I was suggesting. Thank you. Because I think I'd call more attention to myself trying to climb over a wall than a toad slithering in.
Sure, especially if a metal grappling hook goes flying over the wall.
Okay.
Yeah. Hi, I'm here.
Might as well ring the doorbell.
Do they have one? She could. Avon calling. Would they have even had Avon at that moment in time?
I don't know.
Probably wouldn't be that loud, actually. But
that is interesting. There is a feature here that might make sense.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, roll me a if this was Cthulhu, I'd say roll me a spot hidden. Oh, but you can roll your. We have a thing.
I have.
Yeah.
I can detect secret entrances. Or doors, secret doors. Do you want me to roll that?
Yeah, roll it. Yeah. Well, I'll roll it initially. I'll roll it D6 without like a passive check. All right. Yeah, you don't have to even roll. Okay. You find something down there just by passing through. So there's like a little rivulet, like it looks like to be a spring. So the bottom of this has like a little bit of water in it. Not a lot. Like it's almost like a spring, but there's a little rivulet that almost like a small culvert that no one could go through, but a toad could go through.
Okay, because he can swim and breathe underwater, and he can see.
Yeah.
So
yeah, okay.
She'll send him in. She'll give him a little kiss and tell him to be safe, and she'll send him in.
Yeah. Okay. And someone had there's all of these other books that are like AD&D adjacent. So if someone happens to have like the Hyperborea book open, I'm sure they have a grappling hook in it.
Well, but we don't need to use the grappling hook.
Well, you got to climb back up, right? Or are you going to wait down there
Well,
overnight?
I mean, if she's down there, she'll worry about getting up after Bufo. Because if
Okay.
something goes down with Bufo, they're going to notice she's there when she uses a grappling hook to get over to go get him.
Right.
Or
Okay,
shoots an arrow.
All right. Well, Bufo kind of swims for a little bit, and he ends up. I'll have to ping it when I show it.
Just out of curiosity, can I share vision with Veer at all, or is that not a D&D thing?
No, you can't do that. At least not with what you have.
Okay. Okay. So Bufo's going into the guard area.
Yeah. So he kind of finds himself in like this area here.
Where?
I'm trying to shift ping you.
Okay, like down here.
Yeah. And the chamber has a musty but not unpleasant smell, like grass after a rain. There's dripping water that echoes loudly as you kind of come out of the culvert. There's like a spring in here, basically.
Mm-hmm.
The space is utterly black and cold. Barely any heat at all.
Is it possible for Arlinda to get in there? She's not very big.
No, it's the whole chamber is about 2 feet in depth.
Okay.
But there's mold. There's a lot of fun stuff to eat for the toad. A lot of mold and other fungi. And the water flows from a spring. And flows out like you found.
Okay.
So so I don't know if
Arlinda would definitely tell him go ahead and eat some, but don't gorge yourself because you still have to get back.
Yeah. Okay.
Just FYI, Carl.
Yep.
I pulled up my PDF copy of Dungeoneer Survival Guide just to find that grappling hook, and it is in there. Wow, they're actually not very cheap. There's 75 gold pieces.
75 gold pieces for a grappling hook? That's crazy.
Yeah. Man, I guess it's just like the pickaxe there, just 20 gold pieces. Somebody's making or the 10 gold piece shovel that Kev always talks about in his game. So,
wow, considering rope is like a few silver for 50 foot, you would think a grappling hook would be about the same price.
Yeah, this might be an instance where TSR's editors weren't exactly consistent from book to book.
Oh, what page did you find that on? On your equipment. There you go.
56. Yeah.
Well, let's just say it's like 8 gold pieces then.
Okay, 8 gold pieces.
Yeah. That's kind of ridiculous, and also weighing 77.5 pounds. That's crazy. Yeah, it's dumb.
No, she could just craft her own.
Yeah. Okay, that's fine. That's weird. Yeah, it's probably like maybe 75 silver would be done. They just would have put 7 or 8 gold pieces. Okay, that's funny.
That's silly.
Yep. Okay.
So is this what I'm seeing through Bufo's eyes? That looks like a ladder up?
Yeah.
Okay, can he go up that way, or?
Is it a ladder or is it a... Yeah, it's a ladder. I don't think you can climb up a ladder.
So if there's a ladder with rungs, is there a flat portion to it, or is it adhered to a wall?
Let's see.
Because what I'm wondering is, can a toad climb on rocks?
I don't know. Do toads climb? Frogs do, but I don't know if toads do.
Hey, when you looked up in the So
I was looking at the PDF admittedly, but it's got the same page number. So it was page 56 I was looking at.
yeah, so I have a slash through mine that says 15 gold pieces, so it must have been modified in a dungeon magazine.
Oh, funny.
Because I used to, as I got the magazines each month, I used to go in and mark
that's
my
fun.
things for anything that changed.
Yeah,
Okay.
errata text then, and that would be much more reasonable than
Yeah.
75 gold pieces. I mean, that's 3/4 of a whole canoe.
Yeah. All right.
So it
Well,
says common toads can climb up to 1.5 meters above ground, and they have been known to climb trees, hide in hollows, and nest boxes of birds. And they use their fingers to hook around and grasp substrates.
Okay. All right. We'll roll it a d6.
A d6 to see if he can climb.
By the way, the use of grappling hooks is covered in the Wilderness Survival Guide.
Okay.
It also mentions online, just look at online, and it mentions that a grappling hook is a weapon. It's a ranged weapon. So I'm wondering if that's the reason for the 75 gold.
That's the weaponized one.
Possibly. I'm
That's
wondering.
funny. All right. Well, Bufo can't find a handhold to get up there.
Can he rest and try again later, or?
Yeah. I mean, just how long do you want to stay down here, though?
Well, I mean, we really want to go in and see what these quote-unquote dwarves are.
Yeah. Okay. Dia, roll me a d6.
Sorry, what was that? D what?
D6. Oh.
So in AD and D is higher better or lower better? Lower?
Lower.
Okay.
Depends on what the roll is, really.
Yeah, I was
Correct.
looking for like a low. Well, it depends on the situation too. All right. All right. All right. Roll me another d6.
Me?
No, deer. All right. There's something kind of large crawling at the edge of the trees. Deer. It,
Could you change the map? All I can see is 26 and the stairs.
oh, sorry. Yeah, let me ping you. You're back over here.
Ah, there we go.
Let's see.
So I have 60 feet of infravision. Can I see what this thing is that's crawling?
Yeah, I don't know why it rolled for it. Anyway.
I didn't roll anything.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you can see. I just gotta put something on there.
So can I make out what it is?
Yeah, I'm just gonna put a token on there for you. I know I have more than that, but okay. I like this one.
Crap.
No, you see like a
Spider.
huge spider.
And it's approaching towards where I am, I presume.
Actually, it doesn't appear to see you. I rolled a 1. You rolled a 4. So
All right, so I would have presumed that Arlinda, did I say that right?
Arlindia?
Okay, I'll get it right one of these days.
It's okay.
I would have presumed that we've established like a whistle type coding from our elven background to alert her that there's something coming our way.
Okay.
But that all is currently okay for now. So I'm just going to keep my eye on this creature approaching.
okay,
Okay.
I'm gonna use a 2d6 reaction roll. Yeah, it's gonna It must have, it catches something, eats it, and then it kind of goes away after a little bit, as long as you don't engage.
While Bufo is in the stream, can Arlindia look for another hole in the foundation to send him in?
Yeah, you could. Where you want to go? Just tell me where you want to go.
Well, I mean,
Right.
if he couldn't find a way up that little ladder, I mean, he either has to wait and try again, or come back out and we try to find another way
Yeah. So
in.
do you want to go along the crevice this way or this way?
Well, where is he currently? Here?
Probably like around here. Yeah.
Okay, then she's going to try just a little bit further down here.
Okay. Yeah, you don't. Can't see where there would be. Yeah, you don't find anything there.
Okay. Can Bufo try to climb again?
Yeah, I mean, how long do you guys want to be out here? So basically, I would say an hour has passed. That's why I had, why I rolled that encounter chance.
I mean, Arlinda, as long as we're not seen, is fine with keeping on trying.
Okay.
Because no one's noticed her little toad, so.
Yeah, roll me another d6.
Another d6. How about a 1? Yay!
Oh, that's awesome. Okay.
Go, Bufo. Bufo just had too much to eat. Hadn't licked, the slime off his fingers yet.
Okay. You hear like noise up above on the parapet.
Me?
Yeah.
Okay. Can I get a look at it, or? I mean, I'm assuming.
You don't see anything yet.
I have my cape over and I'm hunched up against the wall as dark as possible, so.
Yeah. Okay.
Listening to them, but paying attention to what Bufo sees.
Mm-hmm. Let's see, what do I have on here?
And I'll try to send a whistle back so that everyone hears. Beer.
Okay. Yep. Beer, actually. So 150 feet. So Veer, roll me. Oh, I should see it. I gotta roll for that. You can't really see. All right. All right. You see that kind of looking over the parapet. It definitely isn't a dwarf. And Veer, when she whistles, you kind of look over in that direction, and you can see a not a dwarf there at that corner, kind of looking casually down in the crevice. Doesn't appear to react or anything. And then you see another one. Obviously, they're not giant goblins, but you know.
So I'd assume by now, and you said an hour went past, so it looks like we have guards doing a walk around, right?
Yeah. So Veer, I don't know if you can. Veer, you see like two goblins kind of walking along the parapet here, looking more. They're not even looking in your direction. They're looking like into the quarry, really, and they definitely don't seem to appear to see Arlindia down below.
And she whistled, or I guess it would be bird calls. Would be
bird call.
accurate. That she had seen them, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I mean the goblin might like look out in that direction where the bird call came from, but it can't see anything, and it doesn't look down.
I would assume I'm hooting like an owl, something that would be equivalent to what they would see.
Okay, so I am just going to continue watching them with my bow ready if needed, but as long as they don't appear to notice us, I'm not going to do anything.
Yeah, but I guess the important thing is they're definitely not dwarves. They're goblins.
Okay.
Yeah, noted.
Okay. I guess we can have. I'll roll another random. Says as another hour goes by, you can give Bufo another chance.
I thought that's what I was doing with the one.
Oh no, that was for you to hide.
Um,
So
how about another one?
three. Three's good.
Or a 3.
Yep. So three's good. So Bufo climbs up. Roll me another D6 veer.
I lost Bufo.
All right. It is uneventful.
Oh, Bufo.
There's Bufo
There's Bufo.
in that little space. There's like a little landing there.
He looks very happy.
He definitely sees light coming from out under the door in this direction.
Okay, so there's like a door.
Yeah, there's a door there.
Does he see any like peepholes or cracks underneath the door enough that he can see under?
I don't think that
I'm not asking him to squeeze under, just
he could probably squeeze under if he wanted to. Is he 60 feet, right?
yes, he can see 60 feet.
Okay.
He might be able to see further, but for the most part, I think he sees the way I see.
Okay.
But he also has extremely good hearing, so if they're saying anything, we'd be able to hear it as well.
I'm just revealing.
And as an elf, you probably speak Goblin, so through him you'd be able to understand.
I see. I think she speaks. What does she speak? She speaks.
My screen doesn't go down that far. Wherever you're.
Oh, I can shift ping you where she's looking.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah,
Okay.
you're right. She does speak Goblin, so she can hear it.
Yeah. So what's in there? What is she?
Not
What
that I
is?
would see it anyway.
So this looks to you as you see through the goblin. The frog has no idea what the hell this shit is,
Yeah.
but it looks like a forge.
Okay.
And is there anyone there? That's the question. And
Well, if he doesn't see any feet, she would tell him to just kind of keep going. Because it makes sense at a quarry to have a forge. They have
Yeah.
to repair tools and stuff, so that doesn't bother
I wanna
Arlinda
see
that much.
I want to see if there's anything there at night. That's the question. It's a smithy.
You would hear the banging, I'm sure, if there was somebody in there working.
Oh, there. I think it's night. So there are people working there actually. This is my
And
generic.
there's something else, Goblins.
Okay, so there's 2 goblin smithies
And something bigger.
and something bigger.
I'm sure I have I know I have a token for that somewhere in my library of tokens.
Yeah. As best as possible, Arlinda would be making mental notes of what time she sees them and what they're doing.
All right, so it looks like this is a larger, hairy goblin thing, probably a bugbear, you would guess.
Okay.
And it's probably they're hammering away. The 2 goblins are like apprentices.
Okay.
They're repairing weapons or whatever.
And would Bufo notice if he has red eyes?
They don't have red eyes, I don't think. Maybe goblins have red eyes. I don't know.
Interesting.
And these guys here, you notice, going back up to here, these guys really, they don't even bother going this direction.
Okay, so they're only worried about people going in.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they kind of move around that front parapet, looking down into the quarry. So kind of, you would guess, kind of a little Veer, as you're watching him, kind of lax. All right. So what else do you guys want to do? Anything else here, or
Well,
pull back? Or?
If Bufo goes a little further over in this direction,
No, there's
nothing else. Okay, then she would ask Bufo to come back.
Yeah.
So, while you're on that page, what is 22? Did you ever see the number 22 that's over there? Did you see what that was?
22 is just the southern guard post.
That's a guard post?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you see if there was guards in it? I mean, I know I'm not there with you. I'm just asking you if that was something you saw.
No, and there's no one there.
There's no one there. Only up at the front, near 17.
Only.
Okay.
Yeah, only up. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, only up here. Only up here. I mean, there might be like posts down here during the day. I mean, at least according to maybe Benjen, there's usually a guard up here in this area. But at night, it doesn't seem. They're just these two goblins. Right. And they didn't. There was not enough suspicion drawn that they called that they walked in that direction. So. All right. So you call Bufo back?
Yes.
Okay.
My little Bufo.
All right.
Because obviously she doesn't want him getting hurt. He's there just checking out what's going on.
Okay. All right. So now you got to climb. Are we going to leave, or what are we going to do?
I think she's going to leave. And if she noticed no one's over here, then she would probably head off this way to try and climb up, because maybe the grappling away from where they would be looking.
Okay. Let's roll one more random encounter chance, dear. You can roll a d6 for me.
Well, that's not good.
Oh, 5 is good. You roll the 5.
Oh, that was a 6.
Oh, 6 is fine.
Ah.
It's uneventful.
Yay.
And then Amy, roll another d6 for me.
To see if I get out of there.
Yep. All right, that's fine. With the grappling hook, climb out of there.
Yay.
I'm gonna roll for these guys. Okay. Yeah, they don't hear anything. They don't notice anything. They're, I guess in your opinion, they're like very lax at their duty.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you can uneventfully get back to town.
Yes.
So I imagine on the way back to town, she's sharing with me what Bufo saw inside.
Yes.
We're comparing notes.
Mm-hmm.
So there was a smithy and 2 apprentices.
So I was leaning more towards the ventilation shaft than going to the Scourge house, but now I'm thinking that we need to take out the Scourge house at night because there's goblins and possibly a bugbear or a hobgoblin or something down that we've seen inside of this place.
And what we don't know about that bugbear is whether or not he's there voluntarily or he's voluntold to be there.
Well, they seem to be ordering those goblins around. So
you get the opinion.
In your recollection of Bufo, yeah.
I mean, basically, can we turn him to our side is kind of her thought pattern.
Generally not.
Generally not.
They like being in charge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Generally speaking, and they're a little hard to hit.
Yeah. So you guys.
Maybe get a ridiculously good reaction roll.
Yeah. Maybe.
What's the chance of that?
Yeah, it depends on how well you bluff or what you present, right? I mean, there's always that chance. Okay, so you guys, you make it back. It's uneventful. Yeah. And I guess you probably rest and meet up with these guys in the morning.
Well, I'm assuming that we'd know where everybody is, and
Yeah.
Do we actually decide if we were staying in the room or if we were staying outside the town somewhere?
I mean, I think Benjamin also offered like a place to sleep for
Okay,
you guys. Um,
that's
Yeah.
probably ideal.
And I think we would thus wake up everyone when we got back, tell them everything we saw, and I guess I would suggest that we just send one person with the wagon tomorrow, just as reconnaissance. So, but no intention to fight, just to go with the wagon. And when they come back, potentially come back here at night for an assault on the guardhouse.
Right.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. That way we can get an idea what the daytime situation looks like. But given what we saw here, it really does look like the I'll just call it the southern approach to the guardhouse. If it's not well protected at night, and it's the goblins up there, goblins we could take. We could either scale the wall or see if we could force open that crevice further and come in through basically the basement if that's a possibility. Either way, taking the guardhouse, I imagine there's more guys in there. Can't rule out any like human or demi-human guards, since we were, told that supposedly they stay there. But I don't think that most like normal, well-adjusted folks are going to be shacking up with a bunch of goblins.
No, I don't think so. They're not everybody's best friends. Apparently, just employees of a bugbear. So, now, do we know who drives the carriage to the quarry in the day?
Benjamin and his son are the ones that do delivery.
right.
Would it be out of the realm of possibility for someone to go with, quote unquote, as a guard? Seeing as there's so many dead bodies around, we could use that as an excuse.
I think
That's
that
exactly
maybe
what I
a
was
couple of us. I'm thinking, instead of Benjamin and his son, Benjamin is ill, and we need to make a delivery for him.
Okay.
Just a couple of us for reconnaissance, like you said, but he's asked us to do it because he was ill,
Right.
and that way we've got a couple people there checking out more than one thing.
Makes sense
Okay.
to me.
To keep them less suspicious, probably him or his son need to go with whoever goes on that wagon, though, just to make it look okay.
Yeah, I mean, I think having guards would be reasonable because of all the people going missing and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, he got
If they ask you.
spooked because there's been talk of these dead bodies washing up, and he's worried there's like brigands out there.
And also, they made this big. The guardhouse here. All these. Remember, they said they captured some slavers, and they're all put on trial and executed. So Nestor, I don't know, maybe you don't remember that, but Nestor did say that there is Barak or Bazak, he captured some slavers out of good. Bazali, there he is. Bazali captured some slavers out of good faith.
So I think logically, if we all went with, definitely Arlindia and Bufo can go with you guys, and then before you head down the path, she could take off and head to basically where they were last night.
Like up here.
Right. And then it's up to the rest of you guys what you want to do. But I'm just thinking that way we could cover from the top.
Yeah. All right. So who's going in the?
So, not to overthink this, but we got to realize that we're dealing with a merchant. How much would he be able to afford bodyguards? He wouldn't be. I don't think he'd be able to afford a full party.
Right. That's what I was thinking.
I just don't want it to cause suspicion there too.
I agree, but a pair of thugs for a quick trip where he's paying us a few silvers for an hour or two of work, I don't think it's unreasonable.
Okay.
Right.
All right. So who's
Yeah,
going?
definitely our whole party doesn't need to go. Maybe just one. But are we doing the supply just to get more reconnaissance? I mean, did we not decide that going in at night would be okay to take the guard tower?
Well, I think the plan is for the night, but we also want to know what the daytime shift consists of, because
Okay.
Right.
obviously the town doesn't know it's goblins patrolling the place. So I think we want to verify if it's humans during the day.
Yeah, this is an opportunity just for us to get some more information. I don't think that we're planning to attempt an assault at this point. And anybody who isn't going into cart there could either, well, I guess you have the option. You could either go about town doing whatever, more supplies, more info, or maybe take a peek at the ventilation shaft or something like that, as long as you don't, because I mean, what worse happens, you bump into patrol, they tell you to get lost.
Right. Because I think
I don't think they're looking to actually cause a ruckus right now, start a big fight. Again, if they're running a frontier for the slavers, as we've been suspecting, then you know, even though that obviously they're killing people, they're washing up bodies there, they're going to want to do it more discreetly because they got to maintain their, you know, legitimate business cover.
Right. I think Arlindia would want to stick over kind of to the bush area, because then if anyone sees her, she would just say, "Oh, I was looking for my lost pet," and then she could find Bupo. I put "find" in quotes. Because I don't think it's unheard of for elves to be in the forest.
Well, we'll see. All right. So who's going with the cart, and who's hiding in the woods? Assuming.
I'll
I
go
think
with cart.
Reardon will go with the cart.
Yeah, I would go with the cart and take my dog if that's all right too.
Okay. All right. And Zorik, what are you going to do?
Well, like I said, the more out of character this delivery is going to raise more red flags than anything. So the more people go, the worse it's going to be.
Maybe Benjamin leaves his son here. Maybe his son doesn't go. Maybe his son is sick and Benjamin goes. He has us helping actually with the loading too, or unloading.
So
Yeah, I mean, but if all we're doing is reconnaissance, we don't all have to go. But they said the more people, the more out of character this delivery is going to be is going to raise more red flags.
So you're gonna go in the woods then, Zorik?
Pardon me?
You're gonna go hide in the woods with the elves, with Beer and Orlindia?
Yeah, I mean, I can be off in the distance. I'm just, if all we're trying to do is still just get more reconnaissance, like I said, I don't want to just raise so many red flags. I mean, I also don't want to just not do anything, but I mean, it's like, so yeah, I'll go in the woods.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's exactly what I was saying. You know, I don't think it'd be too unreasonable for Benjamin to, you know, have like a thug or two, seemingly to escort him and help haul some goods because he's a little spooked about these bodies washing up, and he's getting worried if they're bandits or they're slavers. If they're slavers, I don't want my son being sold into slavery, or myself. But I agree that if all five of us were with the cart, that starts to look a little weird because he's probably not shelling out for a mercenary company.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But you guys, along with Vision, I think is fine. Because you can explain away the dog. The dog's there to alert you.
Right.
And you two are there to protect. Yeah.
Okay. Well, cool. All right. So you guys go there. Benjamin does from the back. He pulls out a crossbow. He's going to hide it under the floor, under the seat, just in case. He knows how these things go.
Ask him how well he can use that.
How what?
How well he can use that crossbow.
Uh,
How proficient is he?
he's like, he says, "Hey, I was a soldier in the flaw nest before I took an arrow to my knee. I can use a crossbow."
Oh, sorry about your knee.
Yeah. Haven't you noticed my limp? I've been hiding it this whole time. It's a nice looking crossbow. Kept looks like it's in good shape.
Good.
Cool.
Yeah.
See, he looks tough, right? There you go.
Okay.
He's tough.
Okay. So you guys head out. The guys up there in the heights. I guess what we need to do, if you guys are in the heights, you're going all there together, right?
I would assume we'd spread out a little bit.
Yeah. Are you going to get close to the ventilation shaft where you think it is, or do you want to just hang out here and overwatch?
I think Arlinda would be near the ventilation shaft because she's also wanting to look to see if she can tell where everyone is going in and out. Is there another entrance? Because she sees
Okay.
the cave and she sees here,
Yeah.
but she's looking to see, is there yet another way?
Okay, so you guys are like spread out.
Yeah, we'll probably be spread out, but I think we both need to head towards the ventilation shaft.
Okay. All right, so you can move your token where you want to go, relatively speaking, right? As we do this, you guys are good. So, like, just add a power of 10, so like you'd be 360 feet from the shaft, and Veer. So I guess Veer, you also know there's a good little hidey spot around there. So from last night, right? So
Yeah, so if I think I can get to that spot relatively unseen, I would try to do that, or I would stay in the wood line here just to provide potential response force if the two with the wagon get in trouble while the other two are checking out the ventilation shaft.
okay, well, for sure, when you guys approach, you see there's a guy here up here, a human soldier or
Okay.
mercenary. Like,
Is that the guard tower 22 that nobody was at before?
Yep.
Okay.
There's a guy here. I mean, I guess I could. I'll just move. It's all relative, so I'll just move him here, right? And then as you guys approach, let's have Jay roll a d6. All right. So it's uneventful, fortunately, as you kind of hide and move about in the wood line up there. So there's a guy here, and then you guys see two guys up there at each of these crenellations, right? As you guys go down in there.
Okay, so there's two at 17 and then one at
humans,
22.
Humans.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so you guys come down here. One of these guys calls out. He's like, "Benjen, where's your son? What's going on?" Benjen kind of gives the story, and this guy kind of laughs. Goes, "Oh, you don't need to worry about that." He's kind of a little dismissive. All right, so then
Was it a human?
Yeah, these guys are all human.
Okay.
Right, so.
As we I assume we're rounding around, going down the path to the drop-off point. Can we see the guards are supposed to be by the entrance as well?
Yeah, there's like a couple here, right by the entrance. They're trying to stay in the shade, but they don't want to go too far deep, you know?
And all these guys, we were told before, they're all in like chainmail and cabots.
Yeah, what do they have? Yes, they look like they're wearing chainmail, There's a shield nearby. The guys up here have bows. Right, these guys have bows. These guys here, chainmail and shield with a broadsword.
All right.
Yeah, it'd be hard to get one to grab one. At least from the front, you know. Maybe if you, okay. All right, they're not really again paying attention up to the woods, and you know, these guys are focused on what's going on down here, and this guy is kind of watching up the road more or less. So they don't really, I guess they don't really care what's going on back here for whatever reason. Okay. So they all right.
How feasible would it be to tie a rope to Buffo's box and lower him into the ventilation shaft just to see if we can see anything?
Yeah, you can start. You can work on that. Let me do this first.
Okay. Or do you guys think that's a bad idea? I'm just trying to get more intel.
Well, it depends on how you're going to be able to tie the box. I mean, is he going to be able to open the box if it's tied?
No, he'll stay in it. It's a big enough box for him to just kind of walk around, turn around so he can see 360.
But you're wanting him to see, right?
Correct. It's like a plastic box.
Well, there's no plastic.
Glass or whatever you want to say. He has
Like
little
a terrarium.
Bamboo.
Oh yeah,
It's a Tupperware. It's Tupperware.
seal mail bag with some ventilation for him.
Anyway, as you imagine, so like when you guys get there and you start unloading, and then this woman, she looks to definitely, let me see, appear to have some orcish blood. She comes out. She's actually wearing a scimitar and a brace of daggers.
In the armor?
Let's see, does she have armor? Yeah, she's wearing chainmail also. And then,
By the way, I've got my holy symbol. It's just the rock, but I've got it underneath my armor. It's not visible right now. I will pick up cargo and just start to carry it in because I don't know what to do. I'll ask, where do you want me to put this?
Yeah, and I'm going to do the same thing, kind of really show a lot of deference to Benjamin, but really make it look like, he's the boss, I'm following orders, I'm here on a job.
Mm-hmm.
And trying to be voluntary to where I could actually get inside there to look. So I'm gonna pick up like a load. I've got a 14 strength. My strength's not horrible, so I'll pick up quite a bit. And where do you want me to put this type thing?
Okay. Where? I'm looking for this.
Do we know who the 6 men are that's with the woman arc?
No, you've actually not seen them. They look pretty malnourished, honestly.
Okay.
What is going on here? Okay, there you go.
So they're probably slaves.
Yeah.
That'd be my guess. They don't, from what Carl just said, they don't sound like the miners they've been encountering in the granite van.
No, they're not miners at all. So they kind of, when you guys start doing this, they kind of look at you like a little fearful, and then the woman kind of whoever, let's see, she'll approach as you guys try to help. She goes up to Riordan and she says, she kind of stops him, stands in front of him, puts her hand out, and says, "Let these ones carry."
I turn to Benjamin and I look at him. It's like, boss.
All right, and you were trying to get a
Did
peek
she stop
inside.
me too? Did she stop me too? Because I was doing that.
No, well, it's all happening at the same time, right? She can only
Right.
stop in front of one person.
Right.
I take orders from the boss. So, boss, what do you want?
All right, roll me a 2d6 for Shepherd. I'm gonna see what he does here. He won't. I mean, he's not gonna attack or anything, but he could react. So Tim.
Oh, do what? Shepherd?
Yeah.
I'll tell him to heal.
Yeah. No, but roll a 2d6 anyway. He's not gonna attack or anything, but I just want to know.
2d6.
Yeah. 7. All right. He gives a low growl as these doors, right? So I'll switch you. I'll show some reveal stuff.
Oh, down below?
Yeah. So, oops. Right. Oh, man. Sometimes Control Z doesn't do what you want it to do. These guys are out here. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
These guys are out here doing stuff. And then down below.
Just so you know, I can't see anything that you're doing there.
Yeah, I know. I haven't.
Okay.
I haven't pinged you guys down there yet.
Okay.
If you scroll down, you'll see it. Where Bufo was the other day, or the other night, right above it is where he is.
Yeah. So obviously, so the forge. These guys aren't there.
Oh, I see it now. Okay.
So those guys aren't there. But there might be other things in there. Let me just move them to another layer. They're asleep, most likely. Right. So you see all these like stalls, I guess, as you kind of peer inside. Well, actually, so let's see. I'm trying to reveal stuff. I'm not a big fan of the other method that they use here. I just like the reveal is a lot easier, honestly. All right. So you guys are just right out here, right? And you kind of see in here, there's 2 sets of double doors. The woman came from one, and probably 3 of the servants, let's call them for now, and then the other 3 came out the other door. Again, they look malnourished, probably ill-treated, truth be told.
And they're humans?
Yeah, they're humans. And then I'm trying to think what's in here.
Are we just handing stuff to them, or are we actually able to carry stuff in?
No, they're not. Well, I don't know. I think Benjamin, if you can, actually, let's do this. Benjamin, we'll roll like a d6 as initiative, and we'll see what happens.
For Benjamin?
Yeah. Well, for the group, basically. I rolled a 1, so if you beat a 1, yeah. All right. So you're able to kind of, as she stops and Riordan, you're able to make your way here, and then Shepherd comes in. He growls.
Yeah, and I probably like stall at that point and say, "You want these guys to carry? They don't look like they don't carry much of anything." And I kind of give one like a shove and knock him over.
Oh, dang.
Not to hurt him, but I'm
Oh, yeah.
I'm stalling, noting that these guys they don't look like they can carry jack.
Oh, dang, that's good. She kind of looks at you with a cruel smile, and she goes, "You know, if Benjamin doesn't pay you enough, you should come by. We could use you knock one of these poor guys down, or yeah, and we could use some more guards sometimes. You know, the ones that have the right, tough type of mindset." And she will actually proceed to kick this guy on the ground. Go, get up, get that stuff, pick that up, get in there. All right. So Bronson, you're looking in here. This is like a stable, a set of stables.
Do they put those poor 6 men in stables where a horse would be? That is horrible.
And then you see the forge. You see like a forge in here as well. And then these look like, sorry, those doors there, I thought they were something else, but there actually are like stables. And so it doesn't matter if I show them.
Is there anybody stopping me from moving forward?
I don't think so. I don't think there's anyone in here right now.
Then can I just keep carrying this stuff forward. And
I want to see if these guys. Oh wait. All right. Hold on.
Well, Boss Lady was hitting on you. You should be able to go in.
yeah, I'm carrying stuff. I'm like, I don't know where to put this stuff, so I'm.
All right. So you see, like, kind of down here, huddled in the corner.
I see it.
Yeah, there.
I see those three. There's
Yeah.
3 things over there.
Yeah. I'm gonna roll for the bugbear because bugbears are uncanny about things.
Are they sleeping?
Oh, they're sleeping. Dang, dude. Do you want Shepard to follow you?
He can follow me. I'll tell him to heal. I'll say it in a soft voice, calm or heal or something, to that effect.
Okay.
On my left side, yeah. Actually, behind me, I can't move it.
Okay. Shepard, sorry about that. I gotta give you.
Well, if you're anything to Shepherd, what I am to my service animal, I don't have to actually say anything to her. She knows by.
Well, he's a guard. Shepard's a guard dog.
Yeah, then he should be able to go by
no.
just visual signals.
Yeah, so I think you should be able to control him now. Okay.
I'm trying to, maybe kind of. Well,
Yeah.
He's on top of me. I can't.
Yeah, you have to use like the alt. You have to hold down the alt key and
Yeah,
drag
but
him around.
I can't
That's fine.
have them like overlapping type thing is what I was getting at.
Yeah, that's fine.
Snuggle
Like,
time with the dog.
like that, something like that. That's cool.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I mean, okay. Yeah, so those guys are asleep in there, and they're and honestly, the goblins look exhausted, and the bugbear's just like asleep. Yeah. Shoot.
Okay, so
Okay.
there's nobody in here.
All right.
I'll go over this direction. Is this like it's the walls over here? I guess the north.
Yeah, these are all walls. You don't see the only doors you see are all these stalls and maybe this thing here. All right, so let's go back. Royden, what do you want to? You see like Benjamin kind of or Bronson kind of sneak in there. Benjamin's like freaking out a little bit, and he's like kind of looking at trying to get Royden's attention and looking and pointing like gonna go for his crossbow. These guys up here, they're kind of clueless too. They're kind of focused on what's going on outside. I guess a couple of these guys kind of move their way back in here. As they're carrying stuff. These guys are unloading. Right. One guy's picking himself off the ground. Royden is like flirting with the half-orc. Or something. I don't know if you call it that. All right. So let's see. What have you got? Veer.
Gonna make Zork jealous.
Veer, you can see this guy's like attention is like focused down below. I think that's the only guy you can see. This guy here is like picking his nose. All right. And Arlinda, did you want to, before we get back to like what Bronson wants to do, I want to give everyone else a chance to kind of do something. I know Arlinda, did you want to lower him down?
I'd like to lower him down, not to where he'll get hurt, but he can see in the dark and
Yeah.
just to kind of get an idea of what's going on in there.
Okay. Yeah. Well, okay. So, shoot. That's on another page. But I'll describe it. So it's a steady drop flows out of this chamber. It's hard to tell if the air comes from the iron grate there, and it's about 40 feet down. You see there's an iron grate protecting the shaft. It looks like it's been mortared into the shaft walls and coated with grease to keep from rusting. And you guys, you lower them. You can see, Bufo can see that the area below the grate is about 12 feet high.
Okay.
And it has like a single exit, and there's no one in there.
Okay. If I lower him a little bit further, can he see more?
Not really. I mean, you have to. The shaft is, or that, sorry, that ventilation or that grate is in the way. You can't get, you can't lower your backpack or box or whatever past that.
But if I came back later, I could lower Bufo himself down there.
Or you could jump on your back or in your backpack, and you could probably like take him out of the box and put him through the grate. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, Zork, did you want to do anything?
I'm basically just, I guess,
You
making
could
sure.
probably see this guy here. Could you see him? You could probably see like what's going on down here. Truth be told, from where you're at.
Right. I'm just basically watching to make sure that we're not being detected. And
Yeah. So far, so good. Yeah, so far, so good.
I'm going to set that stuff down and head back out, by the way.
Oh,
I'm not going to do anything.
Bronson?
I'm gonna go back in.
What race are you, Bronson?
I'm human.
Okay. All right. Oh, okay. You guys got a good reaction here. So one of these guys, two of these guys put stuff down and they go back out. One guy lingers, and he points in this direction.
What's that? So what's over there? Oh,
He moves up. He moves up, puts a finger to his lips,
okay.
and he pushes something open,
I will look inside.
and then quickly closes it.
Okay. Can I see what's in the secret door?
Yeah, I'm gonna look to see what's in there. All right, you see, oh, now Shepard follows you. He growls a little louder, and here in the space, you see a couple sleeping goblins.
Okay.
Sorry, I should have just copy pasted them.
It's okay.
You see a couple sleeping goblins and a larger than you, like a kind of a wolf you could mount.
Dire wolf. Yeah, dire wolf type thing.
Yeah, like a warg.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
And roll me a d6 because you know.
3.
3?
Yeah.
Yeah. If they weren't goblins, I guess it'd look cute. But they don't. They're asleep. They don't seem to notice you. And this guy, like he moves quietly around and he points. He points over here in this area, and he kind of makes a motion like stairs going up, and then he runs back out here.
Okay.
All right. So, Royden, how do you react to this woman? This woman kind of extends her hand, by the way, and she says harshly, "My name is Uzgrod. What's yours, handsome?"
Rodon. So tell me, if I join up with you, I get to rough up all these little weaklings as much as I want?
Oh, yeah.
How's the pay? I'm looking for good work. Benjamin's got me doing a little bit of work here right now, hauling the stuff, but no stable employment at all.
Well, it depends on what you've done in the past. Hey, I can get you an appointment with the man, Bazali. She hesitates a little when she says that, like almost thinking like what his name is. Yeah, I get you an interview with the man. I mean, you probably have to get past his little elven witch thing. But I'll put in a good word for you. Come back tomorrow for an interview.
I might just do that. By the way, an elf here?
Yeah.
Huh. What's she doing in a place like this? I thought the elves are also hoity-toity. They don't like doing a real day's work.
Well, I don't know what the hell she does, but the Zali keeps her around.
Okay, and then I continued the ruse to look like I'm muscle for Benjamin.
All right, so Benjamin, you come back out. Okay. All right. You come back out, Benjamin, and like no one knows the wiser.
Oh, you mean Bronson?
Bronson, sorry, Bronson.
Okay, no, that's okay. Whenever he comes out, I'm gonna reach in and I'm gonna give that guy some food. I think the food would be more appreciated than a coin or two, actually. So
okay,
we give him
he takes it and stuffs it under his shirt real quick because Uzgrod, is still focused on Royden for some reason. And these guys are like almost jeering, right? They're like jeering her on, So, okay. Veer, you want to do anything? Snipe this guy? No.
No, I'm just keeping watch to make sure if they run into trouble, they got some backup nearby.
Zorik? Arlinda, you probably like pulled Bufo up by now.
Right. I put his box back in the backpack there. He's probably on my shoulder now.
Yep. Okay. Anything else we want to do here then in the quarry?
Yeah, before I break with Uzgrod, I just asked, like, how many other are we looking? You looking for hire a lot of guards? Because I know I got some friends who they like to crack some skulls too. Work's been pretty slim on the coast these days, what with the slaves and stuff, and we could use some entertainment. And I kind of look over to the slave I knocked around a little bit earlier.
He's trying to stay as far away from you as possible. He's like, well, there's always good work for good people who sometimes look the other way. Yeah, bring him. Because see this, and then she kind of looks back over her shoulder. I'm getting tired of you louts. Y'all are boring. They kind of, say some foul-mouthed things back to her. So, okay. Yeah, so that's what she says. Bring him back tomorrow.
Okay.
All right. Then you see Benjamin if everything goes peacefully.
yes.
Then Benjamin breathes a sigh of relief. As these guys go back in to wherever they go. And you guys head out.
Yeah, head back.
Okay. Well, cool. Okay. What about these guys up here? Are we going to let them know? Or you guys Zorik and Veer, you can see that they're leaving.
Well, has she come back from the vent shaft back into the woods?
Yeah. It's
okay. Then yeah, we'll head
there's
back.
woods all the way up to the ventilation shaft. Really, it's not that far.
Yeah, I'm assuming that Arlinda and them.
No one really comes up here. It seems, which is they seem very overconfident. I would say. But they've been doing this for like a few months, right? So.
Just out of curiosity, when Arlinda was there the other night, does it look like the little palisade that's around the gate tower is burnable?
No, I think it's maybe around here. Sorry, around here it's wooden with the guardhouse area, and definitely like this this part here is wooden, right? The thing on top is wood structure, right? The tiles and stuff. It's not stone. by any means. But the crenellations are wood.
Because Arlindia is wondering if we shot an arrow, if one of these over here would have lit on fire, we could distract them and come in through here. But I guess that won't really work.
No, I don't. Who knows? I mean,
Just makes me think of the Princess Bride, where they tell him to have fun storming the castle.
yeah. Oh, cool.
You know, if only we had a Holocaust cloak.
I know.
Put a giant.
Yeah.
No, really big giant. Throw us over.
On a side note, I got to shake hands with Andre the Giant once.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Oh, that's cool.
He came here where we live, and it must have been around 85-ish. Well, probably 84, 83, somewhere in there.
All right. Okay. So
Is there a way we could ask somebody in town to build us like a ladder that could get us at least up to the top, where we could get over easily without having to use a grappling hook?
you could probably buy a rope ladder. Someone could climb up there and then drop it or something like that. Oh, you mean like a rope ladder to get down the shaft?
No,
Or
to get up and over. So where Olindia was the other night, she put Boo through a hole so he could
Right.
get through. But she would have to use a grappling hook herself to get over. That's a little loud. I was wondering if there's like a ladder idea. Like, you know, they would have ladders when they would do sieges on castles, that type of thing.
Are ladders available?
Maybe
Yeah.
on the grounds.
What's that?
There may be some ladder on the grounds, and we could discuss that whenever we get together. But I think that once we take out like some of the guards, I think that some of these prisoners will be helpful, and they might know where that type of stuff would be.
Yeah.
Right. Or they might just let us in if we get them to betray their people.
I think
Well, yeah, I think that
I mean, Royden had a good look at him, so they definitely had like the signs that had been manacled, they're malnourished, probably beaten a few times.
yeah, and if we know that there's that forge operational there, I wouldn't be surprised that it's being used to make, manacles and shackles to keep the slaves together. So it sounds like the same area that Bofo got a look at earlier. That's not only the forge; those are slave holding pens. The issue is going to be how do we want to approach? Because if we go in from the top, we'd have to work our way down. If we go in the direct approach, is just we go straight through the quarry grounds to try and pry open the slave pens. Then the goblins on watch at night will probably spy us there. So, again, if we come in like this way, presumably they won't see us coming, but we will have to proceed through the upper portion of the guardhouse first, if that's still our means of entry.
Yeah.
Is there a way to expand on 26 so that we could at least get ourselves in, at least one or two of us?
I mean, you'd have to bring like digging tools.
Because that would be approximately here, right?
No, it'd be like down in this corner here.
So at night, I bet we could, as silently as possible, dig a little bit.
I don't know. That definitely attracted the attention of the goblin guards. I mean,
So at night, we didn't see anybody guarding this door over here. So maybe if the two elves move up towards the wall to provide cover, and then signal the rest of the party to approach, come in by that door, and then take out these goblins, walk up top, and then start tackling the house itself.
yeah. Well, I mean right. So this is there's like a bridge here that leads to a door on the main level, right? So it looks more like I'll show you.
Do any of you have lock picking?
Oh, but
Yeah,
I got a 70% to open doors.
Okay.
I think J-Ro has lock picking. Do you not?
I have what?
Lock picking?
No, I don't. I'm not a thief.
Oh,
Thought he was. Anyway, so yeah, so there. This is kind of like if I shift click you.
Mm-hmm.
So like this is what it looks like, right? There's a door there, and then it leads into the main area, and then this is like above, right? This is like a little shelter, wooden shelter above, so a guard can peek out and look down, right?
Okay.
Right. So we have the stone structure here with some wooden kind of fortifications on top here, and this guard post at the top of the wall.
Mm-hmm.
And it sounds like then that there's no direct way down from here to down here where like we could slip down and open the door. We'd have to actually be inside the guardhouse.
So, Carl, to make sure I'm understanding this map correct.
Mm-hmm.
So, this wall around everything, is this like a courtyard, this area?
Yeah, it's like a guard walkway, like a battlement.
Yeah, I think it's the parapet.
So
And then like there's doors and chimneys, right?
just out of curiosity, the one, well, I have a couple of magic spells I can do, but the one that she has right at the moment, could she actually push a door open with it?
If it were not locked, you probably could push it open. Yeah.
So if we
But if they're locked, it'll resist, right?
So, because of my strength, I have a very good chance of opening doors. I got a 70% chance of opening them.
Yeah.
So if
guess
I push while he's opening up.
Yeah, there's these doors. I mean, sneaking into the quarry is not a bad option too, right? There's these doors here.
But they monitor that.
Well, here's the thought. I mean, if we eliminate the guards that were up here and here during the night, I mean, there may be guys in the quarry here. I'll have to figure out what the ping tool is. I'm not just using measure constantly.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, because the door. So, like, if you look on this one, you could sneak through this. Really, right? This goes all the way to here. Right.
Oh.
This ditch.
Oh, I didn't realize that. Well, in that case, I mean,
yeah, you could see the ditch, right, from when you were standing out here.
Yes.
Well, in that case, if we come at night, we could scale the wall, get rid of these guards, and then we could come through here, and we will have to deal with the goblins and the bugbear there. I mean, it looks like there's a goblin warren right nearby, but if we free the slaves, it doesn't sound like they're in great shape, but hopefully they can provide some form of assistance.
yeah, I think they would. Good.
So just out of curiosity, Carl, this door that he opened over here,
Yeah.
could I use my other spell to keep that door closed?
Yeah, you could use hold portal to keep it closed for at least a round. Yeah.
And how close do I have to be in order to keep that door closed? Do I have to be in sight? Like personally in sight, or if Bufo went back
Oh yeah,
in
I think you can.
can I use him as my line of sight and cast it?
Well, here's the thought too. It is a very small choke point there. We could use some additional resources before we set out for our assault. Let's get some oil pots or something from Benjen, and if they try to storm through it, we just light it on fire there and see if they really want to, go through the flames and see if we can eliminate any of them that way.
Yeah, so you can. It's a 20-foot range, Amy, for you right now.
Right, but
20 feet per level.
me personally, or can I send Bufo in and use him as my... Basically, I'm asking, can I cast a spell through him on that door?
I don't know. Is that a thing in AD&D?
No, they
Yeah.
have a mind link, but the for one reason, if it's a somatic spell, the toad can't.
Right. Yeah, the toad can't do them.
Toad can't do him. Okay.
Yeah, a push spell doesn't have much force to it.
A push spell could push a goblin off a parapet, though. It can.
If they're off balance already, but not just if they're standing there, because
it's 50 feet. I mean, it's 50 pounds. So.
That said, does push I could open my PHP, but does push have a verbal component?
Yeah, it's a VSM. They're all VSM.
All right. Well, that's that might actually be louder than us just shooting the bastard then.
So where Bufo went through on the lower map, 26.
Yeah.
Where does that correspond on the upper map? That entrance area that he went through.
Yeah, it's about.
You said down here.
Yeah, it's about right here. So
Okay.
let's say like the little stream or spring.
Yeah,
So-
it
Probably
seems
comes
if
out
you,
about here.
yeah, right, and over here on the exterior view that you showed us, it seems to be this, so that corresponds to this corner.
Yeah.
So is that a hole in the ground, or is that something we can get through to get to that stairs and door?
You'd have to dig it out.
Okay.
It's like, I mean, it's easy, it's like a little culvert, like a little pipe, right? That you have to.
Okay. Got it.
Yeah,
I mean, the way
is large enough for the toad to get through, but to get a human-sized creature, we'd have to be able to move some stones.
Yeah.
I thought maybe we had two entrances that we could
No.
through.
Okay, here's another weird question. Is there a key that opens this door?
Which door?
The one over here, 22?
The front entrance.
The front entrance?
I mean, sure, but I'm sure the bad guys have it. But
Well, I was going to say, would they leave it somewhere that Bufo could go grab the key and come back through the hole with it?
I mean, you wouldn't know.
Where to look?
I mean, eventually even a toad flopping around in a house full of bad guys is going to get discovered. So you have no idea, right?
No. Can we hire a thief to come open the door for us? But if you guys take a job there where you're doing the guarding during the day, you could, I guess, essentially grab the key before you leave.
Or unbar the door. It's barred, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or we could all just show up early tomorrow for that position as being guards for the interview. And was there a time discussed for that?
She said, "Come back tomorrow." Not really.
So we show up bright and early, probably before it is whoever she would want us to talk to. Take out the guards there, take her out right then, and just ambush the place.
Right,
Okay.
because these guys were sleeping, so we could
Right.
bar
once
this
we-
door closed, and
Once
then
we take her out,
yeah.
we'd be able to go out and go take the bugbear out, and then I think the ward is probably the most concerning, actually, out of all of those things.
The bugbear.
No, the ward, because there was like a ward
In here.
door and two goblins.
Right, but if we keep this door closed, if they're asleep and I bar this door
Right.
closed, and you do what you were talking about with the oil,
I don't even think we need to do that. I think that we just take, because I don't want to, well, I guess it's all bad guys in there, but there's stairs in there too.
Yeah,
So-
there's stairs right here.
so
You know,
we're
with the
gonna wanna
way-
have
with
access
the way
to
that- Yeah, with the way the slave was making his up motion, presumably that goes into the upper portion of the guardhouse.
Right. So I think, just show up bright and early for that, and, whoever it is that we were going to talk to about the job, he's not going to be there first thing in the morning. Show up a couple hours before we showed up today, and just go ahead and take out the lady, and then we've got the two guys that were helpers there. They'd be able to help us, get a layout of the land too. At that
That's going to get us in the door without very much suspicion too.
sure.
Right.
And we can stay on the outside, kind of somewhere over here.
I don't know, because in the daytime you had, besides that woman, you had the two guards outside. You had the two that we saw down by the mine entrance or cavern entrance, and one at the other guardhouse. I think we're better off coming in at night, taking out those two goblins, and then coming through the doors at 24 and dealing with the bugbear and goblins there. Hopefully, we can take out the two up top quietly enough.
Yeah, you know, and it's worth knowing the guy who we were asked to meet with, as I remember, is Bazali himself, the master of the mine. And if he's in on all this, I imagine that he's this guy isn't actually a merchant. He's going to be armed and armored.
Right.
Okay. Well, these are all great speculations, but it's probably a good place to stop before we actually take some action. Did a lot of recon, and I thought it was a lot of interesting information found, but I think this is a good place to stop.
Sounds good. Well, thank you for letting me join, guys.
Oh yes, and just what other spells do you have, so we might have another way of planning something?
I just have, right now, I have the push, and I have the, I think it's hold
Portal.
portal. And then
Okay.
I can detect secret doors.
Yeah, it's all
Okay.
LV stuff.
Elven
Yeah,
ability.
she did not win the lottery and get us sleep.
Yeah.
No, but I got Buffo.
She
Oh
has
no, you have that's our thief right there.
I guess you
That's
have
our-
Find Familiar.
Yeah, she
no,
got Find Familiar.
Find familiar.
Yeah,
and then,
and the familiar is hugely helpful. Just do not get it killed, because Evangelist and
Hurts.
Dragon's Rolls are punishing if your familiar
It hurts.
dies.
It hurts.
oh,
Yeah,
I'm
it's dope.
trying to be very careful with him. Now, I do have read magic, so I guess if there was a spell or something that I could purchase, I could learn it, but I'm not certain. So
You
if
would have a chance to.
Yeah, you have a chance to learn it. Mhm.
And it's
Okay.
based off your intelligence.
At the time, push can definitely be a distraction, but I think the range on that, you have to be pretty close.
12 feet.
12 feet.
I mean, I still think you could push like a goblin up a parapet. I mean,
Oh yeah, sure. I just think that
they get a
again,
saving
if
throw,
we're, if we're playing rules as written, then verbal somatic material spells are loud. They this isn't stealth mode at that point. It might actually be quieter just to shoot him with the bow.
yeah,
Right.
and more deadly at
And-
this level.
And she has a really good proficiency in it, so she could do that.
She's okay, cool. Oh, the last thing, as Benjamin, he's probably a little. He's like, I realize. He tells you guys, I realize why I don't do this anymore. My heart almost gave way, and I don't think I'll need this anymore. So he gives the party the crossbow.
Okay.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. Thanks.
I don't know who can use it, but he gives the party the crossbow.
You did good today, Benjamin.
Yeah.
I think that the cover worked and we were able to figure out a lot here. So we'll get to the bottom of this.
Yeah. I don't know if I can use a crossbow. I mean, I'm a fighter, but I don't know if I can. Can anyone?
Right.
I say we start training Junior with it.
That's the
should.
thought.
Yeah.
We should, because he most likely is coming with. So,
Yeah,
Right.
he probably didn't go with you today, but
well, that's because we made him stay.
Right. But he could practice with it for a few hours. We could set up a little target for him to practice with.
Mm-hmm.
That keeps him away from hand-to-hand combat, potentially, at least, and somewhat useful.
We can train him to be the thief. I think we need a thief in the party. I just didn't roll correctly to be a thief, but that's okay.
Well, that's the story. That's the story of AD&D. What can I say?
Well, thank you for running, Carl. I appreciate it.
yeah, no problem. It was
Thanks
really
for
fun.
everybody, actually.
Oh yeah, we should. You guys should get XP for your troubles, right? So we didn't really get any loot. We didn't really kill anything, but
Mm-mm.
we did play for like 3 hours. So you should at least get 150 XP for that. and I could have sworn there was like the non-magical weapons that give you a bonus.
I don't know.
What are those called? I thought they
Masterwork.
I thought they weren't they introduced in Unearthed Arcana? I thought they were.
Let me pull up my Unearthed Arcana.
Would you just get the gold piece value for the experience? Or?
Yeah, I was just gonna see how much that would be. And then, but 150, everyone gets 150.
Where does it go on the sheet?
Your experience?
Yeah.
For
Under
experience.
class details.
Class details. And we get, well, in my case, I get the 10% on that. So
Yeah.
65, 464 total.
Heavy encumbered. I don't see it, but I'm sure Carl can help me find it.
Yeah.
It's up at the top where
Yeah,
class details.
right underneath your token.
Mm.
The image of you.
Oh, okay.
You see
XP.
where XP? Yeah.
Oh, screw it. I'll just say Benjamin, one of those guys who had a rare magical weapon. Easier.
Why did it do this? I didn't want it to actually. No. I put the XP there and it then asked me if I wanted to display my picture. Weird. But anyways, it's somewhere on there, hopefully. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and say good night and good rolling, and we'll see you in a couple of weeks.
Oh, thank you.
All right. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Carl, for running the game today.
I think you were still getting the experience for the crossbow, though, I think. I don't know.
Yeah.
Were you? Or...
Yeah, I will, but I can just do it. We'll figure that out.
Okay.
Okay, sounds good.
All right. Thanks.
All right. Looking forward to the next session. This is a lot of fun.
It's really cool. All right.